Welcome everybody back. Welcome everybody back to the channel. What's up, everybody? Bear with me. First thing, happy Tuesday. Happy yeah. Gonna be talking with you guys for about an hour today. Nothing too crazy. So if you're watching the first part of this video, the first 60 seconds, if you are part of the Boost in Motion family, if you do hit the like button, please continue to hit the like button. If you hit the like button. If you watch the videos from the start to finish, continue to do so. I'm super appreciative when you guys do that. It helps out the channel. To some of the guys who are new to the channel who subscribed recently, if you want to support the boy Boost, if you do like my energy, you know, I would really appreciate it if you do watch the videos from the start to the finish too. And always hit the like button. If you want me to, listen, at the end of the day, a lot of other YouTubers are successful because you guys hit the like. Literally. It's something free for you guys to do. I understand watching the video from start to finish may be like, 8-minute video. I understand though. But I have a little different setup today. I got my friend, my boy, my boy RJ. One second, let me grab my hat. I like to have on the hats. Yeah. I like my hats on. My boy RJ, let me borrow his mic. We're gonna try to possibly in the future set up like a little bit of a podcasting thing where we like talk back and forth about, you know, relationships, cars, and you know, just guy talk, you know what I'm saying? And may consider doing that as a part of episodes of the channel, just to get more hands-on with you guys and even answer you guys questions outside of the car world. But you know, we'll see. But outside of that, let me just look at the comments. What's going on? What's going on, man? Guys, is the audio really good? Because I'm using a mic now. I'm not using the camera mic. Like the video. What year and how much did you pick up the C63 for? I'm not gonna. Yeah, I could tell you that. It's not a problem. It's not like I gotta hide that. It's a 2015 C63, so it's the first year. I got it for a little over 40K, $40,000. So it was more at the bottom end. But you should have a video coming out tomorrow talking about why I got it. So I'm not gonna really break that up, give you guys so much answers in this live. So yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. We gotta continue support, man. I appreciate that. Yo Boots VR30 swap your q60. No, absolutely not. That costs money. James, what's up, man? Audio is great. Thank you. What's cracking, bro? Audio 1010. Good, bro. VQ guy, but fuck with you, Boost. Thank you, Square Wheels. Listen, Square Wheels. I was born and bred VQ. What are you talking about, man? 1996 Maxima VQ 3.0, like 3.5, then 3.5 HR, then VQ 37. So I've always had VQs in my life. So I'm always gonna be VQ till I die. I don't know till I die, maybe not. But a happy Tuesday, everybody. Okay, cool. Yo, hit up OG. You remember me, bro. All right, bro. OG, what up, man? Yeah, it's been a little while since I caught you on a live chat, man. I'm glad I caught up to you, brother. Woo! What's going on? Got a 2015 Q50 VQ30 myself. It purrs and it probably runs well. One of the last and greatest VQs. I've been VQ since day one, but okay. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. You're amazing, bro. Very helpful. A lot. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I'm waiting to hear why you got the Benz instead of the M550. You know what, James? I could tell you that in the video because I'm not gonna make a video about that. The reason why I chose the Benz over the M550 is the Benz actually has less issues than the M550. That 4.4 twin still has a bunch of upgraded injectors and coil packs and things that they still have to deal with in the last 4 to 5 years. No one really talks about it because nobody in the performance world really buys those cars and then modify them and try to get the most amount of performance. Most people don't do that. The people who buy M550, they buy it as a lease and they just cruise around with it and then they give it back. That's what that car is. I've noticed when these cars get more expensive, people do less and less with them because it's expensive. That's why the Q50, Q60, M340s, S4s, these cars are a lot more affordable because $30,000 to $40,000 might be a little bit of money, but compared to a car that's like $90,000, $100,000, $150,000, you know, people are like, you know, it's still expensive. Even M5s, like people are really not jumping into M5s like that. The latest ones. Once you start building AMG, the Q is gonna start collecting dust. Nah, Jordan, doubt that. To be honest, as of right now, because I've been researching this the C63 for quite a while, there's not really much you can really do with it. It's way more stuff you can do in the Q world than the M world. They don't even touch E85 like that. Like barely anyone's tuned on E85. Either they're on race gas or they're on regular pump gas or maybe like an E30 mix at the most. These guys are not really pushing the limits of them AMG motors. So, but I got the C63 is really gonna be there as a second car for the channel. Also, it's an Imperial car. It brings a little bit more attention because at the end of the day, no one really Googles q60 versus X. You know what I'm saying? You guys do, but if I was an M4 guy, I need to know, can I beat a C63? You know, this car is in more of the higher tiers of performance. So I'm gonna try my best to branch between the two. And plus, I need to get back in a 4-door car. All right. Yeah, Boost. Yeah, I'm feeling good, OG. Boost, I just copped the 2018 Q60, same color. Yo, it's a nice color, Iridium. Yo, Brian, what up? I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling amazing. What kills me is why people put the red S on the 3.7. I believe the red S, doesn't that come on? Wait, they put the red S in front of the 3.7, like on the fender. Then they need to stop. They capping. That doesn't even make sense. The 3.7. N63 is still a nightmare. So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if that's the N63. It probably is. It's a 4.4 upgraded one. We got a link, bro. I'm in Jersey. I'm gonna come to the city and chop it up. Yo, listen, guys. I don't know exactly when, but I'm gonna be having a couple of meets coming up for my Jersey heads. If you do, I'm gonna try to look at this camera. If for some of my Jersey heads, you realize that y'all guys, governor is about to lift outside gathering restrictions. So once they lift that, that means we can go to like ACO or Island Dragway, and there shouldn't be any issues with capacity because there's no more restrictions on the outdoor events. So I'm super excited about that because now I can try to set something up in ACO or Island Dragway, or even for some of my Maryland heads. I noticed restrictions in Maryland, so I'm gonna try to look into that too. But I wanted you guys to be able to go there and spectate, and all of us just meet up, and we don't have to really be bothered by anybody because we're on basically a racetrack, you know. On the Benz. Okay, hey, congrats on the Benz. How do you like the interior compared to the Q60? You guys are gonna laugh at me. I believe this is funny because I don't have you. I'm gonna start showing you guys a little bit more about the Benz in the next upcoming weeks. But I have like that leather / suede material. So it's not the same as leather. But I realize when I sit in the Q60, it's a lot more comfortable. The seats are like more spongier, I would say. Like it's more spongier, but it's more comfortable. I believe they designed the Q60 to be more of like a grand touring coupe or kind of ish. The C63 has nice materials. Everything's really good quality, but I really can't compare it. I think it's an apples and oranges comparison. Yo, Boost, one side long block, supercharged, let's race. Listen, I'll race anything except for my infinity type of thing going on. Just bought a black Type S body kit for my Q50 with the CM. Okay, it's gonna look insane, but there's 6-week wait time. Oh, Jesus Christ, 6-week wait time. Might be a little longer than that. With the ports and everything, it's been taking a long time to get a lot of your parts. And this is water. I'm not drinking anything crazy today. Cinco de Mayo's tomorrow. Who cares if someone puts a red S on it? Some people do. Some people do. I have a 2016, 2020, not RS. Okay, George, that's fine. You know, you still getting that. Yo, silver lighting. Nah. No, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the 337 IPL. But doesn't mean that I won't possibly get that in the future. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean I may not own that. It's just as of right now, it didn't make sense for me to get 2 coupes. I really don't like driving just a 2-door car as my only car. I've always had 4-door cars or a van or sports utility, Cherokee. So it's super weird to just have, you know, 2 coupes. The rest is stock. Yeah, that comes with the 7 on the back. Okay, they put the RS on the back. Oh, cool. Facts. Interested in knowing about the C63. Val, in the next couple up and coming weeks, you're gonna know a bit more. I'm gonna give a bit more information. Long story short, it's rear-wheel drive. It's a 4-liter V8. It has a hot V, which means that the turbos sit on top of the motor, not the side and or under the motor. And it's 7-speed transmission, and it's good. I like it for a 4-door. You guys are gonna learn some more. I'm gonna tell you guys some more updates in the next coming videos. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's stock. It's definitely more powerful than my JB4 and full boat tones I have now. But once I get tuned, I'll be able to gauge it a little bit better. But it's it is what it is. I ain't even know that I'm in front of Jersey. Good looks. I'm getting a 3.7 coupe for the first car. That's perfectly fine. A 37 coupe is a good first car. Try to get at least a 2013, 2014 if you can, even though it's a bit more pricier. The reason why you want to do that is if you get the 2013, 2014, you'll get more of a solid motor, because a lot of the earlier VQ37s had a gallery gasket issue where they will lose oil pressure and then you will lose your motor. And you don't want none of that. I know you guys don't want none of that. So it is a bit more expensive, but at least you get the peace of mind. Unless you're getting a crazy good deal, then I would tell you to bite the bullet and pick up a 08 or 09 and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? If you get a gallery gasket issue, it takes about $2,000 in repairs to get it done. So, Boost, I still got the end. Yo, that's cool, man. It's cool, OG. Yo, listen, as long as that car is still treating you good and running good, that's the best, the most important thing. Just my 2 cents. Should be dead. Is the Burger Tuning heat exchanger good? Does it perform similar to others? At what's that? Imran? At Imran, it doesn't have the largest amount of capacity. So it performs way better than the stock heat exchanger and a little bit better than the frozen boost. And it's to a lot of people who in that tune these specific cars, they said it'll suffice. But you can get a more expensive and larger heat exchanger such as Mishimoto, AAM, AMS, PLM heat exchangers, which add a bit more coolant to the system and more surface area, which means theoretically they will be better than the Burger Tuning. But at $300, you can't beat $300 heat exchanger. Plus, if you really want to, because it's in a specific place, you can run the Burger Tuning heat exchanger and a Mishimoto one. You know, so you can always double up and put them in circuit if you choose to do so. Hey Boost, do you know what size oil filter has been been looking for it? Wait, I'm confused. How do you know what size of the oil filter is been looking for? Well, I don't know specifically the size or the part number for the car, but you can use GTR oil filters, everybody. I use GTR oil filters because they're the same width, but they're a little bit taller, so they add a little bit more filter element. So you can't beat it. It's about the same exact price. So I just use anything that's made by Mobile One or Fram or whatever. If they have GTR oil filters, I just usually get those. It's a little bit taller. It's actually like 1.5 inches taller, so it has a bit more filtering. Yeah, thank you, man. It does sound pretty good. I fell in love with it. Might as well put a wooden stool in the seats if the seats are comfy. The restrictions have been lifted in Maryland recently. Just had a party at my house and the cops didn't show up. One guy got locked up last year for violating that. It's insane. So I'm gonna look into that, James, because I would like to definitely meet you. And I know Cecile County is gonna be somewhere where a bunch of people are gonna run to. I'm on AMS heat exchanger. It's STILLEN worth it. STILLEN just been around for quite a while. They've been in the community. They've been in a lot of communities. They make good parts, you know, so I can't ever down STILLEN. I think they're a good company to go with. Get a QX70 oil filter if you have a Q50. It's slightly larger. I don't know if the QX70, if he's telling you it's slightly larger, it's probably, I would assume it's probably taller, just like the GTR filter. I've so far had 2 sedans, probably grab 370 Nismo, even if they release. Okay, cool. How's the handling on the Benz? Recently, guys, you're gonna see a video within the next week. I got the coilovers installed on the Q60, and I got them dialed in, and I got it to my liking. The C63, as it sits, handles better than my Q60 on coilovers and rear sway bar. And the Q60 handles really good with the coilovers, like really good. I got the spring rates like perfectly good. So it can always get stiffer. I could always make it stiffer, but I'd rather not. But the C63 definitely handles better. But because you're comparing the all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, if you're going in mid-corner, you want to start getting on the gas, you can't give it that much gas in the C63 because the back is going to come out. Or the diff helps, but it's just no. You're not gonna have the confidence. That back is gonna come out. But the 60, it's all drive, so I could just literally go damn near full blast in mid corner and just like go, you know. So that's the good thing about all drive versus rear wheel drive. Remember, guys, I'm gonna be on here for a short time. I might not be on here for 2-3 hours, maybe for an hour and a half. So don't beat me up, all right? Okay, what's good, Boost? Your thoughts on the gas brands? I'm pulling timing and my tuner is trying to figure it out. Well, if you got bad gas, Eddie, that happens. Some gas stations have bad gas. You know what I'm saying? Some gas stations are actually mixed up gas. It depends on the person delivering it. Sometimes they could fuck up. You know that, right? And put 87 in the 91 slot, whatever that thing is. Might just be bad gas. Or I can't beat up on a tuner. The tuner should know what they're doing. I want to beat up on a tuner, but they should know what they're doing. If they're running too much timing, then they're running too much timing. Pull it back. Also in 2013, they regulated the backup camera. Okay, in black box. Eddie, yes. Eddie says, yeah, 93. Go up. If you're gonna shell out for an expensive heat exchanger, might as well get the killer chill instead. Aren't there better? Okay. Because no one really makes a bolt up killer chiller for this car yet. So I still have my killer chiller over there with some other parts I need to either figure it out. But the thing is with the killer chiller, it's something that you would only use at the track. So it's still kind of a big unit. So it will be in the way depending on where you're trying to find space. That's the biggest problem that I have with the whole killer chiller thing. Let me move the camera a little bit more of this way. I think if I move it here, I feel like I'm looking at you guys a little bit better. Got the little mic and everything out there. Okay, cool. I think that's a little bit better right there. If I came to this platform and I was just like, yeah, I really love this car and I want to do everything right, I would just get the largest AMS heat exchanger. They came out with their race version. It's like $1,000. I would just do that out the gate. It's like $1,000, but at least you spent it and you get the most amount of no other heat exchanger can compare to that one. It's the largest one, but you could compare with capacity by just getting a Mishimoto AAM and then adding a Burger tuning one and run those in circuit with each other. So, and you'll probably that's 550 and another 300. So you'll spend like 850 and you'll have more cooling capacity and it'll be dual pass. You know, bear with me, guys. You need premium gas. If you AccuTech tune, you will be able to pull down timing. Bear with me. I wonder if the GTR and the Q7 are the same. They may have the same size filter. You'd be surprised. No, that's cool, man. I'm glad I like one of your friends. What's up, man? Boost, do you know what company makes coilovers for 2021 Q60 road? They all make the same. Torres. Any Q60 from 2017 and up are all the same rear-wheel drive. They probably just haven't updated their website for it to reflect 2020 and 2021, but they all the same. If it's rear-wheel drive or if it's all-wheel drive. So just purchase the 2017 to 2019 Q60 coilovers in rear-wheel drive. Okay, is that okay? I'm using the K&N air filter. That's fine. Air filter is fine. Don't worry about it. The drop-in air filter, that's fine. Jack is great. Okay, any options besides Infiniti for $20,000? I'm confused by that, Doug. Any other options besides Infiniti for $20,000? I'm confused. Do you think changing injectors would be for power? Excuse me, at the black man. Unless you're going E85, why would you change injectors? The stock injectors will suffice on a stock tune. But if you want to run E85, majority of people, it's common in the community for you to just swap over to GTR injectors. You can buy them on eBay. Also, there's companies who make like their replica versions for relatively cheap. The reason being is you need to dump more fuel with E85, and that's when you'll gain more power. Their tuner you'll probably gain between 10 to about 15 wheel horsepower switching over to E85, and you're saving the earth. Okay, cool. People don't use cheap gas. Yep. Okay, thanks. What motor oil brand would you use? To be honest, guys, I still use the regular Mobil 1 synthetic oil, but some people have been having great results with EMS oil, and I've been wanting to switch over, but those things are expensive. I can get a 5-6 quart from Walmart for like $25. But if I want AMSOIL, it's like $120. I'm spending $100 more on oil, and I'm just like, ouch. It's still expensive. That is it. And especially I change oil every like 3,000 miles. So, I don't want to just pour that all away. Gas. Okay. Wait, thanks. Okay. I said, wait. And 5W30 is perfectly fine. What would be help? What do you need to add about gas? Okay. Okay. Burger tuning. He's an expansion tank. Okay. 36 viewers and only. Yeah, man. Yeah. If I got a couple of guys here, come on, man. I got 37 viewers and 16 likes. If you're watching, if you're part of the boostinmotion family, always hit the like button, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you, James, for reminding them. UpRev or EcuTech? As of right now, EcuTech is, or ECU Tech, EcuTech, whatever you want to call them, pronounce the way you pronounce them. They're the one that's holding down this community right now. The 3.0 community is their community. UpRev just hasn't. They only a couple cars will ever tune on UpRev, and I guess they just choose not to get involved with this community. Marvin, okay. I'm confused, Felix. Comes from Marvin. A Q50 redsport with intake, CATBACK, heat exchanger from Burger Tuning, and JB493 pump. What do you think is a good 0 to 60 and quarter mile would? I've datalogued this car plenty of times on JB4 and bolt-ons and stock. You're gonna pull mid to low 4 seconds 0 to 60s. If you go to the track, you may pull like a high 399 or whatever, but I'm gonna tell you honestly, with foot braking, or the way you would hold the brake and press the gas to pop up the boost, depending on modifications, you should get right around low 0 to 60 seconds, and you should get mid to low 12s at the track. You have a redsport, so that's a little bit better for the JB4 modifications. Depending on if you want to set your map 6 to be a little bit aggressive on a higher RPM, but you might start running into fuel pressure issues. So that's why some people state that if you go with fuel wires, that will bring down your fuel trim, so the car really won't be choking that much, and you can run a bit more PSI. This is for the redsport guys who really want to branch into that. I don't have a redsport, so I know it's still uncharted territory that people really don't mess with. In the 3.0 T world, people could try to, the most amount of PSI you can run on a 3.0 T, depending on if the car is not pulling timing, is about 19, maybe 20 PSI if you're not pulling any timing. But then it'll back down to like 13, 14 at the higher RPM, and that's it. You have to just hold it. So, but you should get mid to low 12s on a redsport on map 2, 93 fuel, and a CATBACK exhaust and heat exchanger. Shout out to James, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat, $20 super chat, man. Hit some chicken and liquor. You know what's funny? I'm gonna eat some chicken and I'm gonna drink some liquor after this. So thank you, James, man. I appreciate that. Much love, brother. Much love, much love. I appreciate that. When is the Drop Bear going to? Yeah, so Drop Bear have been dropping their products for quite a while. I talked to Mike. He's the owner of Drop Bear. He's gonna start posting on his Instagram a bit more, because I told him a lot of people still go on Instagram and they want to know some of the products. So I said you got to get more on Instagram so people can actually see it. You can go to their Facebook page, but he doesn't. Drop Bear isn't like his main job. He has his own career he's in. It's just Drop Bear, something he's doing on the side. But you can definitely check up the Drop Bear site on Facebook too. He puts some of the products up there for sale. For the people who probably gonna ask next, well, what about the turbo kit? As of right now, he's been backed up, but he's still telling me he's trying to get all the information by the end of May, early June. So I'm gonna be on him. So you guys once he completes it, he's gonna let me know, and then all you guys are gonna know. Okay. Wait, I'm missing something. Also, one other thing I'd like to mention is ever since the RPM Act died down a little, it's very hard to find test pipes. Yeah, that's true. I think that's all because of that shipping issue that we were having. And I believe they signed some Chinese or Taiwanese products are not allowed to come over here no more. I could be wrong. I swear I read that somewhere where it's like some companies were not shipping in some outside stuff or goods or products from overseas. They're now restricted. But it's hard to find test pipes, full cat down pipes, and some of these companies just chose to sit there and say we don't know what's going on, so we're just not going to make it. We're gonna continue doing this stuff over here, but we're just not gonna make test pipes. So they don't want to get fined. You know, it would suck for them to get a big fine for just selling test pipes. I figured I just want to drop a stack of reason. Thanks. No problem, George. Okay. Wait, burger tuning with expansion tank. You just run am. Okay, yeah, he's talking to him. I'm in Maryland, so red sport, but I got it totally hit. Okay, cool. James, we have to bear with me, guys. What's up, everybody? What's going on, Danny? Okay, yo, Boost. My mom is from Thailand and my dad is black. That's why my name is Thai Black Man. You see, you gotta laugh out loud. That's a good one. Bear with me, guys. I'm gonna start running through it. You got the CC3 before me, bro. Remember, I text you saying we be talking about modern Lambos soon, bro. Yo, gotta keep working, man. Stefan, we gotta keep working, brother. We gotta keep working. Let's keep progressing, man. But at the end of the day, I took a risk with this car. You know, I want to do a bit more with the Q60, and I'm not gonna give you guys the content you would want, knowing that my Q60 could break and I still have to get to work. You guys are not going to pay for those $40 Ubers to work. You know what I'm saying? And the YouTube channel is not going to pay for that. The thing about YouTube is this, guys. A lot of YouTubers do not tell you the shit they go through, from crying to being stuck on the side of the road. Like, they go through so much stress to make content. I don't want this shit to ever be so stressful to me at all. I do not. So I always try you guys saw me lost axles like a year and a half ago. I literally yanked the axle out of the differential so I can drive back home from Maryland. I drove back from Maryland on 3 axles in an all-wheel drive. I was not playing. And I kept on losing axles after that because I had another issue. So I try my best not to spend unnecessary money. My Q50, the last one to bloom, was only on a flatbed when it got that accident. My Q50 before that was only on a flatbed because it got in an accident. My G37 was only on a flatbed because it got in an accident. My Maxima, my 2002 3.5 Maxima, was on a flatbed because the starter went out. And because where I was, it was super late. I was super far, so I had to get on a flatbed. And the Maxima before that, the 1996 Maxima, it was on a flatbed, but it was for a specific reason. Oh, it was on a flatbed because of the alternator. I couldn't work. I didn't know how to work on cars on that at that level when I was so young. So the alternator had went out. So I've tried my best not to spend unnecessary money. Yes. So as someone said, I'm boiled on a budget or something like that. But listen, man, I'm not playing. I hate being on the side of the road, man. I like reliable cars, and I'm about to find out if this Mercedes is reliable. Because if it's not reliable, I'm gonna leave it right there, get the tow truck, and I'm gonna hop in the Q60 and go to work. All right, I'm ranting a little bit, guys. Okay. If you didn't get the Q50 back, then what would have you gotten? What car would you have? All right, so boom. So and he said, okay, and if you had $20,000 a day, you can't choose an infiniti. And what car would you get if you had 20,000 as a daily? Can't choose an infiniti. Okay, so I'm making it simple. I'm a bit confused, but if originally I was gonna keep the Q50 and do RT turbos. I never thought about getting a second car, so that's probably why. But I was think the second car I wanted to have with the Q50 was a G37 or G37 IPL coupe. I thought that would have been good because I would have had the G37 content and I would have the Q50 content. But you're saying a car that's for $20,000. There's a lot of good cars for under $20,000. You have even some vets for $20,000. I mean, I'm just throwing stuff out there, but in all honesty, there's not a lot of cars. There is actually a lot of cars in this. I don't know what to tell you. I am a fan of Infiniti. But there's not a lot of other cars that are all-wheel drive that would have gave me a twin turbo inside of it. That would have really like tickled me, because I like cars who are luxurious cars. They gotta have some type of luxury. That's why I would rather prefer a G37 or 370Z. 370Z is dope, but I like the luxury a bit more. Hence why I have an Infiniti and Mercedes right now. I gotta get back to you on that one. I would have always wanted to get maybe a 335i. I think IS 335 IS, the one with the dual clutch, rear-wheel drive. I don't know if they made it all-wheel drive in that same with that dual clutch. It was pretty much just it's basically damn near an M car because you got the dual clutch transmission, and it had the N54, but it had I believe something with the system was a little bit better. Forgot, I think it was a 2013 and 2012 335 IS. Someone's gonna comment below. One of you guys are BMW guys. I like that car a lot. S4s, the V8 one, I still was a fan of that one. I think there's a B7, the B7, or maybe the B8 if it was under 20 grand, but the B7 still was a fan favorite for me. You can't get any E92s, I mean E90s, and under 20 grand. So no, you can't. There's really not much of other cars in that. No like real American cars, anything like that. I would have still probably stayed foreign. Something I want to be able to get turbos or superchargers or something in my car, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for making that question so boring. I know. Don't beat me up, man. All right. So let me get back to these questions. Bear with me. I'm just gonna run through it. I'm still looking for you. Might get a G35, huh? You're not gonna find any good D7. That's high miles. Yep. Bear with me. Plan also to add the Crow Tau wide body kit. I never seen it. I never seen that wide body kit. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I got a Z1 intakes working on long tube headers and CATBACK exhaust and getting tuned. Yeah, of course, VQ roll. That sounds like a good setup, especially with the long tube headers. You might as well go E85 too, because if you're going headers, man, you might as well get E85. That'll give you another 10, 15 horsepower. Maybe a bit more. Depends on how aggressive they make the timing. I'm looking forward to Drop Bear 3 pass. Yes, Antonio. Antonio speaking about Drop Bear. They bringing out also a triple pass heat exchanger. So it's going to be a large capacity heat exchanger like the biggest AMS one. But rather than it come from one end and the fluid coming from one end and going out the next and into the turbos, it's going to go one pass. Remember, the amount of air that hits the heat exchanger is coolant. It's basically a heat exchanger. And it's going to be a second pass. Remember, the air is still hitting it, and a third pass, and the air is still hitting it. So that should bring down the coolant temperature a lot better than from one end to another end. Okay, you got a carbon fiber diffuser for... No, I didn't get a carbon fiber diffuser for my car, bro. I didn't get one. I probably won't because one, people steal. People steal. Two, it's too close to the exhaust tips. I don't want it to melt, get burnt. Road debris is gonna hit it, crack it, and just mess it up. I don't like that. I think carbon fiber pieces, in my honest opinion, I know you guys love your carbon fiber. I don't think they should be close to the ground. I think you should do carbon fiber like caps and lids and, you know, stuff for the grill, but nothing for like that's so close to the ground. Like I know some people who have carbon fiber side skirts, and I'm just like, you know, when you get out the car, you almost step on them every day. Like I can't do it. I want a Q45T. Like shit. Yeah, those cars are really like. I don't even see the Q45Ts anymore. I don't even see those anymore. Eat chicken and drink. How much did your C63 cost you, and how much miles? I have about a little bit above 40,000 miles on the car, and it was above $40,000 for that car. You guys are gonna know some more information. I have a video dropping tomorrow. Why did I get the car? What do you think about the AMS coolant reservoir tank? AMX, or if you're talking about the reservoir tank or fender tank, he's in coolant reservoir tank. I'm assuming you're talking about the one that sits in the engine bay. I think it's an expensive piece. If you're talking about the one that's in the engine bay that only has a tiny bit more coolant, it's just one of those things that's eye candy. I think it's way too expensive for what it is. It just sits right in the engine bay. It just replaces the coolant reservoir. That's it. If anything, the bends is slightly less reliable, except for the belt shredding tensioner. I gotta change the belts on the bends too. It squeaks a little bit. Wow, I didn't know you were an MD when you broke the axle. I would almost say, yeah, yeah, it was. Okay, I'm back up on questions. I sold mine. Okay, cool. James Williams with me too. What's more reliable, 3.0T or 3.7? 3.7 is definitely way more reliable than 3.0T. Oh shit, maybe I okay, 37, 27 likes. Okay. Are pure turbos worth the extra 1K on top of RT turbos? Antonio, you know you can also get stage one pure turbos for cheaper than RT turbos, right? I believe they're like 250 or $300 cheaper, and they perform just as good or damn they even better. But the 1K more that you're paying, or $1,200 more for you're paying for the pure stage two, is gonna give you another. If you're on E85, the fastest E85 RT turbos, I believe, crack 600 now. It's like 620, 640, but no one's talking about it. It's like low sixes. Hussein did that from Go Racebox, but pure turbos are giving you between 80 to 100 more wheel horsepower, full effing send. So that's what you pay the extra money for. You're paying extra money for up to 100 more wheel horsepower. I think that's worth it. That's the difference between getting walked and walking the same car that you just lost to. Make sure. Okay, bear with me, guys. Just want to go through. Love my G guys, 16K. I think they may, if I'm not mistaken. S6 newer C63S or M55. Bad, they both have twin. Yep. Yes. Thank you, Nana. Thank you. Sorry. Yes. E80. E55 AMG for under 20 stacks. And those cars are relatively really reliable. Yes, the air suspension's trash. My boy had one. The air suspension's trash, so he went with coilovers. But once it had a issue with this gas tank, which is still under a recall. So if you buy it and they never did that recall or that fix, they'll fix it for you for free. But the E55 or the E63 AMGs, they're under 20K, and I think those cars are a steal for what they are. Like twin turbo V8 rear wheel drive, and it makes good amount of power. Like you can't beat it. Those cars are a good steal. Lexus ISFs are not under 20K. I don't know where you get that from. All the ones I see, they've been going up in value. But they're reliable. Yeah, they're reliable as fuck. You're right. G8. James, I know you like your G8. It's G8 crew, but yeah, it's American. It's American. If it's under 10K, maybe. My neighbor has it. Okay, cool. You know what car I wish was under 20K, James? Shit, the Chevy SS. The sedan, pretty much what the G8 is, just the Chevy or the Commodore in Australia. I wish that was under 20K. I think that car is a whole lot of car. I know it's probably the same exact car, but I swear they put way more technology in the SS. Okay, my neighbor beats on one. My calling comes tomorrow. AMS. Okay, Lexus RC. I'm way back on the questions. And do you know what coilovers that work with the sensors? Yeah, Justin. If you have a Red Sport or 3.0 T Sport with the DDS suspension, RSR makes coilovers for you, so you can actually adjust the firmness from your toggle, and it'll make the adjustments to the coilovers to make them either softer or a little bit stiffer. RSR makes those coilovers. They're the only company. All right. Cabin noise versus Q60 cabin noise. That's a good question. Here's the funny part. The C63 actually has more cabin noise because they have that fucking tablet that sits on top of the dash screen. That shit creaks. That's just fucking annoying. Yeah, I'm cursing because hopefully you guys got kids. I'm sorry. I forgot you guys got kids. And you guys got me on the screen. I apologize. I apologize to you guys' wives and baby moms and all that stuff. I apologize. But yo, you'd be surprised. It is also a C class. It's not an S class. So they basically took a C class and was like, then they just shoved the B8 in it. That's all they really did. Yeah, depends on where you live. Is it worth modding a Q60 2.0 T? I have one, but I'm not sure. Simon, I don't see why not. You can do. They make simple like JB4 boost controllers. Like a couple of companies make tunes for these cars. There is about a couple of, I would say 2 or 3 exhaust systems you can go with, and they have downpipes for that car. I mean, listen, gaining 50 to 60 wheel horsepower is a big difference in the enjoyability, how much you enjoy driving the car. So just do a bit more research on it, but you can definitely get that car tuned. You can get downpipes and you can get exhaust. So you can change up the feel of the car and actually really enjoy it. That's like saying the people who got the Honda, the new Honda Accords come with a 2.0T. It ain't all that amazing until you tune it. Until you tune it and you're like, whoa, this car is a lot quicker, it's a lot faster, and you actually enjoy driving it. What coilovers do you recommend for your Q50 Red Sport rear-wheel drive? This James Collins. There's plenty of different ones. I've only really purchased Megan's, BC's, Jex from the back in the day. K Sports was trash. I never had TNs, but I've driven in car with TNs. And a lot of I've been in cars with KWs. I don't think they make KWs for this car. I don't think they do. But I've driven a car in KWs, but I've only stick with most of those brands I've listed before. I like BC Racing because if something goes bad, I can call them or I can send a message and I can get the part replacement relatively quick. A lot of these other companies, it's hard to find to source out replacement parts if there's ever an issue. All right, let me try to rush through these questions because I'm not gonna be on here too long, guys. Well, okay, cool. So, so you can push 600 horsepower. Yeah. Pure stage ones, I would assume you should be able to crack it because they're the same, just like RTs. They just upgrade the coal side turbine. So you should be pushing close to 600 wheel on the 85 and all the other bolt-ons and stuff. But most people just buy the stage twos because if they want to do it once, they want to do it once. They don't want to do it twice. That's like, that's like going to, Popeyes and like, yo, man, I'm just gonna get 3 chicken tenders. And they're like, biscuit? Nah, I don't want a biscuit. No Cajun fries? Nah, I just want 3 chicken strips. They're gonna look at you like you crazy. Like they don't even have that as a menu. You want to get on the menu, you want to get everything. You want to get the meal together with those dry ass biscuits. I don't know. That was probably a terrible analogy. Wouldn't recommend it for your car. Okay, cool. GA Australia, SS Australia. Okay, thank you, man. So what's going on, Joseph? Okay, what's the tag? Okay, cool. VA. Okay, you guys are talking. Do you think Redsport Q50 with intake exhaust and JB4 Map 2 can hang with your C63? Well, I put up a video yesterday. My car is already full bolt-on, my Q60, and I had it on a map where I'm hitting about 16 psi, and it's just gapping it. Even if I push the JB4 up to about 18 or 19 pounds, it'll probably run close to it, but the CC3 is just always gonna leave it. It's just always gonna leave it. Once I'm tuned on 93, it'll probably be a little bit better. But even then, I think the CC3 is out. It's just, here's what I do, guys. This is for the people who go to the track. They know what I'm talking about. I look at people's trap speeds at the end of the track. It's nice that someone could run 11.5 at 118, right? But if I see someone run 11.5 at 126, the person that's at 126 is moving almost 8 miles an hour more. So these cars are trapping about 120, just effing around at the track. 118 and 120, that's on 91 fuel. So I'm like, all right, they're trapping 118 and 120. That's a full bolt-on 93 tune Q50, Q60 beans. So it's right around, it'll be close to it. It'll be right around. We'll see what happens in the upcoming future. Both ways, these cars are going to be racing each other at some point. It's going to be 93 tune Q60 versus stock C63. Of course, I'm probably going to have to drive the C63 because I don't want whoever driving it to break it. You know what I'm saying? I would rather them drive the Q60 because it's way easier. But the transmissions between the two, oh my God, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really enjoying the 7-speed anymore on the Q60. It just rev hangs a little too much. I'll bear with me, guys. I'm losing a little bit of energy here. Woodbridge, okay, cool. Okay, Crick Noses, okay, cool. Can you post more videos on Senior G? I don't really have too much information to give you about the 2.0, bro. Or ma'am, I'm sorry. This says Senior G, so I assume man. Reason being is it's just not much. There's not much information out there. The community, the Q60 community with the 2.0T or 2.0T for the Q50, it's just not a large community, even online. It's just simple modifications, man. There's only like 2 or 3 downpipes you could get. 2 or 3 CATBACK exhausts, like 1 or 2 intakes. You might have to order them from overseas. And there's only like a couple of tuning shops that actually tune these cars. That's about it. Man, don't bother. Yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Blah 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 blah. Q50 2.0T. Blah blah blah. Boost. My car looks like it's a beta. Be able to rust. Ouch. That's okay. OG. I would recommend the Tesla screen if you're interested in getting upgrade infotainment. Yeah. V. I am still considering doing the Tesla screen, but even then, I probably won't, because people sell the modules that are aftermarket that plug into the back, so it still gives you the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and other features without spending like $1,000 on the Tesla screen. P0430 on my Q50 redsport. You ever had that code? That code, what does it say? It says misfire. I have lower downpipes and CATBACK exhaust. That sounds like, well, Andrew, you're gonna have to put that in on Google and see what that actually tells you. That sounds like a check engine light for the secondary primary oxygen sensors, but I could be wrong. You're saying you're getting a misfire. So most people who end up getting misfires on their Q50s with the 3.0T, usually you guys have to change injectors. Once you get a misfire, it's not like you can fix something and the misfire goes away. Usually, if it's misfiring, you have to change the injectors. Or injector. Boost, how does the blown turbo sound? I've heard blown turbos, not for my car. You'll hear metal noises. You're gonna see a lot of exhaust fumes coming out, either white or whitish blue, and there'll be a whole lot clouds of smoke. That's usually when you know your turbos are blown. Boost, how does okay, cool. Andrew says pop up. I'm sorry, he's a senior G. I mean I try my best. Bear with me, guys. How does it go? Okay, cool. I got a Honda Fit that will smoke that cute ass C63. Yo, never sleep on Hondas. Never. Because I already know I've lost to plenty of Hondas. And I'm not talking about 63 in all my cars. Like, I've always lost to some damn dude in a fucking K24 swap bubble or sedan, like in a Civic. I'm always losing to them. And the thing is, you wouldn't even know, they're that fast, because you're just like trying to blow by them and they just drop a gear and go. Okay. Beautiful analogy. Yo, what's up, Boost? I finally learning to launch my Q50 bolt on there. 11A 116. Yep. 116 on E85 sounds pretty low though. You're saying your full bolt on E85 and only trapping 11.8 at 116. That's not possible. You should be trapping between. Yeah, I guess James just answered you. You should be trapping 122 to 126 miles an hour, and you should be mid to low 11s. That's if you're launching properly. But your trap speed is not showing that you're E85, unless you're like E30. And even if you're E30, you should be touching at least 120 on E30 as your trap speed. Okay. Okay, cool. I did answer that. Okay. Bear with me, guys, that are jumping in the chat. You keep asking all the questions, and I'm going down the line, so don't beat me up. Yeah, Yep, thank you, James. I appreciate that. The P0430 is the cat code. Thank you, Senior G. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to change that injector. There's nothing you can do to change that to fix that injector. You have to change it. Or run flats. Yo, run flats are fucking trash. I gotta stop cursing. The run flats, I still have run flats on my car. I'm supposed to change the tires this week. I just haven't committed yet because I don't like spending a lot of money. But it is what it is. I have to change them. I hear a howl under acceleration. Nicholson, if you're hearing a howling or screeching or anything like that, it may be your serpentine belt. If you have a 3.0T, Q50 or Q60, it may be the serpentine accessory belt. Change that belt out. Check some of my videos. Put up like boostinmotion belt or boostinmotion serpentine belt or something like that, or squealing or something. And I have a couple of sound clips on what it sounds like. You should definitely change it. It's pretty common in this community for that belt to start screeching. Okay. I mean, if I got 50, yeah, guys, I have 53. You guys, man, I only had 33 likes, 32 likes. Come on, get them likes up. Come on, I really appreciate it. If you guys bang with your boy Boost, just hit the. It's a few of us we're hanging out here. I'm not drinking tonight. well, today I'm just drinking water right now. But as James, he donated a little earlier. He said, "Yo, here's some chicken and some drinks," and he no, I wish I could go get the chicken right now. Oh, shout out to Avery, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the $2 super chat, man. Thank you so much. Much love and respect, brother. All right. Bear with me. Okay, run flats are definitely and if you want to and please get off of run flats though. Definitely. I think this is one of the biggest hindrance with this car. From factory they come with run flats. I think it's the Dunlap, whatever crap tires. Go with like a Continental, Michelin, almost anything else that's just better because they like riding on skates. Okay. How much? Thank you, Silver Lighting. Okay. How much beating can a stock turbos take, like mileage wise? How much PSI? Well, the optimum amount of PSI you want to run these turbos is between 18 to 20 PSI. That's what most of the tuners do. Some do 17, depending on the fuel. But you do have some tuners that will never tell you, but they're pushing up to 24, 25, 26 PSI in the mid range because the car isn't really pulling. It's not heat soaking yet. The heat exchanger is still at its coolest temperature. And then they'll dial back that 24, 23 down to like 17, 16, even 15 PSI at the higher end. So they won't run into any knock or pre-detonation and stuff like that. At least that's what I learned from what some of these tuners have been doing. So they don't tell us everything, you know. Everybody got their own secret sauce. But yeah, you could beat on them though. You'll beat on them. I would rather you get tuned properly and to be honest, just try to make the exhaust flow properly. Too much back pressure, I think, on these turbos is probably why they premature leak. This is my opinion, not a fact. This is just my opinion. All right, that's all I'm saying. I think with all the back pressure running them 20, 25 PSI with all those catalytic converters on them, I think it actually causes some premature wear. But that's just my opinion. Fast Civics are like, yeah, Boost, really appreciate that, fan. Thank you, Nicholson. Why not an M3? Why the M3 gonna gap the AMG all day? Congrats. At Laker, to be honest with you, my boys are probably watching already. They're probably gonna watch the video later. I'm around M3s, M4s, M5, X3M, X4M, X5, X6s. I'm around BMW dudes. Everybody, New York, just like there's a bunch of Q50s in New York, there's a bunch of M cars. I don't really want to be part of their clique. They're dope, but I don't want to be part of their clique. So I went with something that I liked. I'm telling you something, guys. I never had a V8 before. My Cherokee was a V8, but it was like a 1997 Grand Cherokee. So it's not a performance car. But when I drove this car, there's something about 4 doors and a sedan and turbos that just I enjoy driving the car, the noises it makes, and it has a lot of torque. It's fun to drive. When I drive an M3 M4, it doesn't make those nice noises. It doesn't. It's not the same. Yeah, the transmission is dope, good mode and everything. S55, but it's not the same driving experience, in my honest opinion. Still tuning with Z1. Damn. I mean, yeah, if John is tuning you, he's gonna take care of you, man. He's probably keeping it safe if it's John. What do you think about the 1,000 horsepower Q60? If you're talking about the one that's a drift car, that car is effing fire. Lion Beast. He's talking about a VR38 swap Q60 overseas that does drifting. It's insane. Okay, cool. Subboost picked up a Q60. How can I make 500 horsepower? Here's a simple sauce to make 500 horsepower relatively easy on a redsport without doing anything really. You go buy a Burger Tuning JB4, which is a boost controller, and you plug that girl in, and that's it. That gives you about almost easily another 70, 80 horsepower, probably a bit more than that, depending on what map you're running. But you can get to it. Add some lower downpipes in and a heat exchanger, and that's it. You only really need 3 modifications. Or you can don't get a Burger Tuning JB4, get a lower down pipes, get a heat exchanger, and get a tune on 91 or 93 fuel. That also give you 500 horsepower. You only really need about 2 or 3 modifications for this car to make 500 horsepower. GTR loading. What's your take on drilled rotors? Shane or Shan? I apologize if I've mispronounced that. I used to have Joe rotors on my old Maximas. I know they're not race cars, NG and stuff like that, and they crack. I mean, you can go with the more expensive brand, but there's only but so much heat the rotors will take. Also, I don't like things to look dirty. So depending on the brake pad you get, sometimes all that brake dust get between the holes, and you're gonna have to start cleaning that out. So I never really like that. I don't like cracking, and I don't like the rotors the rotor holes to start filling up. That's it. But the pros is based on engineering explained, and everyone. Some of these cars comes with draw rotors in the front. It's better for brake cooling. But we don't have race cars, so why we doing it? It's just my opinion. Back pressure on the exhaust turbine causes excessive thrust loading on the thrust bearing. It wears it out, hence the oil leak. Overspending the turbo has the same effect, free up the exhaust. So thank you, James, for giving me the best answer to that. I appreciate you so much, James. That's why I love you, brothers. I love all y'all, my brothers, man. You guys be holding me down. Boosh, you made the right choice. We all would just die to drive that C3 even once. I don't want you guys dying. You guys can attain this, man. Just keep working, keep stacking your money, become the best man you're supposed to be, and that's it. Like, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your family, get your money in order, have good credit, do what you got to do. Period. But it is a nice car though. It's definitely a nice car. Who's the top 3 VR30 tuners on the East Coast? AMS is on the East Coast ish. That's kind of Midwest. You got Martin, he's on the East Coast. You have Z1 Motorsports, he's on the East Coast. Someone else got to write in chat. I'm sorry if I'm just zoning out because I'm trying to think about what other tuners or tuning companies. AMS is not on the East Coast, Midwest. So you got Martin in Florida. You got Z1 Motorsports. There are other places that tune, but I don't really see that much good results from it. Yeah, that's it. I only know 2. Sorry. Not trying to play anybody else, other tuners out there. This is what it is. Also, the booster settings was wrong. I was spending. Okay. Thank you, James. Okay. Hey, Boost. Just got JB4 them team with fuel wires. I installed the fuel wires and the car was running 10 and the shit may enable and activate it. Yeah, you're gonna get yeah, your AFRs are gonna dip into high 10s when the fuel wires are off, which is perfectly fine. It is still a bit rich, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? 10 high 10s is okay. But the thing is, if you try to run any more boost, now the car's gonna be choking up because your fuel trims are maxed out. So if you want to dial back the boost a little bit at the higher RPM so that your fuel trims won't max out, and also your AFRs will probably push more into that low 11 area. JB4 Dyno Tune, that's not the same thing. Dyno Tune is when you actually put the car on the rollers and you reflash the ECU for its specific parameters to make power. JB4 is just a boost controller that you just go move the boost up and down, and if you turn the boost up, you usually gain more power. It just runs off stock tune. There's no ECU reflashing or anything like that. So those are 2 different things. I still have the JB4. I've been offered to sell it, but no, can't wait to get my Q50 so I can tune immediately. HPA tuners for the win. Just bought my 27 Q50. Can't wait to get started on it. Videos. Thank you, Money Man. Appreciate that. Dyno, no needed. You're far timing right, and you're golden. Yeah. I don't do dyno tune. Okay, so to briefly sit and tell you guys why dyno, I agree with James. I like street tuning more because when you go on a dyno, they only maximizing the performance for the rollers on a dyno. But once you leave there, the drivability, how does the car react? Is the pedal too sensitive? That sometimes you can press on the gas pedal at the dyno tune. They might have adjusted the readiness or the signal from the accelerator, which will make the car just give it a little bit of gas, and the car just wants to launch and goes into boost. Sometimes it depends on how the car may actually shift, which may be very uncomfortable. It's just all with the drivability. So it's good to get a dyno tune, but it's also good after the dyno tune to get at least 1 or 2 reflashes after for drivability purposes. So yes, thank you, Dan. Thank you. Yeah, Soho Motorsports is another good tuning company. I don't know their tuner or what tuner they use, but I've seen good numbers from them. So shout out to Soho Motorsports too. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. What about Racebox? Racebox isn't on the East Coast. Racebox is from South Texas. So shout out to Hussein. I could afford this, but my wife would probably disappear me if I bought a car that loud. It's not loud. The C63 is not loud. It is not loud. You would think that it's loud. It's not. They designed that car to give you a minimal amount of noise, so you would not hate it. Shout out to Royal, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the $2 super chat, man. Super appreciative, man. Thank you. Thank you. I swapped my cursor to 19. Will I get? I don't know. At Senior G, I don't know if you're gonna get the digital speedometer in it. I honestly wouldn't know. I'm sorry, I don't have that answer for you. C3 is a couple levels above the Q60 power. Like I said a little earlier, the trap speed of the C63 is right around 118, 120. A 93 tune full bolt-on Q50, Q60 is trapping about the same mile an hour. So they're close, but I still think the C63 will definitely leave this car upstairs. Do you know anything about AAM tuning? I don't know who AM tuning is, but if you're talking about AAM performance, they are one of the sponsors of the channel. I do have their 3-inch catted full down pipes, and I also have their 3-inch exhaust, and I also have their heat exchanger. But if you're talking about them, I don't know. I don't think they have a tuner. I'm not too familiar, man. I don't trust any tuners at all, especially the ones here in Maryland too. Many horror stories, hence. You know what's funny? I like tuners who were born and bred in the specific car making mind. Like they own the car. Like I like tuners who own either two things. One, that tuner owns that car. That's their car. Or two, that tuning company has that car as their shop car. So that's why I like Go Racebox, because he has that car. And that's why I like AMS Performance, because they own those cars. Antonio, I recently installed the BMS inlets. I'm not gonna tell you you're gonna feel a difference in power, but what I can tell you is from all the tuners I've spoken to and from what I read through reviews, it's better to have the BMS inlets when you get tuned or you're starting to turn up the PSI, because the stock inlets just don't flow as well. So the turbos react a bit quicker and hit its boost targets a bit quicker with the BMS inlets and or an aftermarket intake. Down tuning doesn't account for the driver. Yep, that's what I talked about. Boost, can you talk a little bit about the used car prices right now? I got a crazy good offer from Viewing from my Stinger, and I got all right. So MPG is talking about something that a few of us actually notice in the car community right now. A lot of the car prices are inflated. It don't matter if you're talking about a 918 Porsche all the way down to a Honda Civic. It doesn't matter. The car prices are really expensive right now because you have such a huge demand for people who want to purchase cars. Even though we're in a pandemic, even though not everyone's back to work, people are buying cars up. So we have a huge demand, but we also have a lot of cars. I mean, we don't have as much cars for sale. And also, I'll add this part to it. We also have online car companies such as Vroom, Carvana, which sell cars online. What is easier to you guys? As a person who purchased my Q60 from online, it was super easy. It's just, to me, it looks like decimal points. It's not like real money. It's like, I just bought it. But when I got my C63, I didn't buy it online. I had to go an hour away to New Jersey to buy that car. And I went there on 3 different occasions. 3. Well, 2 or 3. 2 or 3 at 3 different occasions. That's commitment. That lets me know I really wanted that car. So that's the one thing I noticed that is making the prices really inflated, because people are willing to buy cars online because the payments are structured. It's a lot easier. You don't have to deal with the actual salesman. You don't have to deal with all these other hidden fees and bullshit they like to add. It's a cut and dry price. So people are buying cars online, and because they're buying cars online, that brings up the price of the medium price or the average price of that car sale. So other dealerships look at that and say, well, he sold his Q60 for $30,000, even though 6 months ago that Q60 would have sold for 26. So now I could sell mine for like 30, 31. So that bumps up the prices, no matter whatever car it is. I've noticed that. So it's insane. Right now, it's best to buy a car at its best deal. I don't believe in paying $5,000 more because, oh yeah, you know, like all right, for instance, like my Q60, right? I'm like, I could have went and got a white one, a red sport with red guts. That was like $40,000, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not spending that much on that car. It didn't make any sense just because it comes in a different color, has a different tune, and whatever. That car should have been no more than $35,000. A white red sport right on the outside and red guts should have been no more than $35,000. But the market just kept on pushing up. It was a 2017. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Sorry guys, let me just try to, I was on that one a little bit. Hey Boost, you said only needed 3 mods to hit 500 or closer before. I put down pipes, a heat exchanger day before, and I didn't hit nothing close to 500. I hit 372. Well, you 91 fuel. Well, okay, so yeah, okay, Adam. So let me break that down a little bit. I know you want to beat me up. If you would have got a full-fledged tune, would give you, that's why I split it up too. I said JB4, and I said if not, screw that and get a full-fledged tune. What you're running into is, depending on what map you're running on that burger tuning JB4, you usually have to run between 18 and 19 psi, close to 20, to get to about 400 wheel horsepower range on the JB4. Also, you can also account for fueling. Some people run an E20 to E30 mix. That pushes another 10 to 15 wheel horsepower out if you're on a JB4 too. So that's why I said what I said. Like, yeah, it's not 500 horsepower. I get it. All right, sorry. I'm sorry. 472 or 475. I'm sorry for not being that honest. But there's ways to be able to push it to that 500, from fuel wires to E30 mix to a full CATBACK exhaust, because I think you don't have the CATBACK exhaust because that's a lot of back pressure. Remember, the lower downpipes get rid of the lower cats, but you still have an exhaust that's about 2 inches wide, like less than 2 inches wide. So that would change a lot more with the top end, and you're probably not running the most aggressive map, I'm assuming. So it is what it is. But I mean, I still think that's good numbers. 372 to the wheels. I don't think that's bad at all. I thought you said you would never buy a rear-wheel drive car. What made you decide to go away from all-wheel drive? Number one, I didn't go away from all-wheel drive. But in a video, I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. But for some of the people who may not catch the video, the short answer is this: I have a Q60 that's all-wheel drive. That's it. So I'm learning the rear-wheel drive lifestyle and having the driving dynamics of that, but also have the choice of hopping in the Q60 where it's all-wheel drive. So I don't have to deal with the anxiety of, oh my God, like I only got a rear-wheel drive for the rest of my life. No, I could just hop in the Q60 if it's raining really heavy outside. I can hop in the Q60 if it snows. Depending on where I want to go and what I want to do, I can hop in the Q60. But sometimes I like driving the Benz mode because I could actually go food shopping properly. I didn't even take, I think I have a photo here. I don't know if I can show you guys. You guys are going to laugh at me. I'm going to try to show you guys a photo, so bear with me. I didn't even put it on my Instagram. Let me see. I took a photo of the trunk of me food shopping. I took a photo. Look at that. Look at that photo. Look at that photo. It's not even going to look at that photo. That is the trunk. I went food shopping. You guys know how that feels to go food shopping? And like everything fits. Like, the kindness. Oh God, the warmth. But that's some of it. But there's a bit more. But I'll talk about it a little bit more on the channel. Damn, I actually went over an hour. Okay, we'll push it to an hour and a half tonight or this afternoon. But I'm gonna be out in like 22 minutes. Let me see if I could try to answer a bit more questions. Can I better, Adam? That's what you said. How can I better? Okay, so I think that's why I answered it for you. What are the next mods for the Q60? Well, you're gonna see me installing the coilovers within the next week, which they already installed. You're gonna see spacers being installed. You already got the lip. I do want to black out the chrome. I haven't got that yet. I don't know if I'm gonna go to a shop to do it, or I can maybe buy like the strips or something online and not do it myself. I do want to do some aesthetics, like just like black out the chrome. I do want to do that. Performance modifications, though, he said. He said mods, right? I just want to make sure. Yeah, the next couple mods. Tires. I'm gonna change out to some better all season tires. Not too much. I'm just off the top of my head. Not too much. I haven't been thinking too much about it. Um, yeah, because once the car is sitting right, looking good, I might change out the brake pads if they. I'm gonna have to start doing some pulls from like 130, 140, and see if when I press the brake, if it's too aggressive or not. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah, not too much, man. Don't beat me up. Probably maybe play with the E85 a little bit. So maybe I'll do like a low pressure fuel install. Now, I don't think I'm gonna install my high pressure fuel pump. I'm still on the fence about that, going fully 85, because it really wouldn't make sense, but maybe I will. I just don't want to start dealing with the injector issue. Yeah. If you upgrade the turbocharge and install fuel system exhaust, how much horsepower will these modifications give you? Well, if you right now the current record is right around that 700 wheel horsepower and about 650 pounds of torque on this platform. That is on stock block, unsealed block, upgraded pure stage 2 turbos, fully 85, also upgraded injectors, of course, high pressure, low pressure fuel pump, all the fuel system goodies. Boost Fiend did it with his he has a IP or a pure transmissions. He has got his transmission upgraded, but there's a couple people who made close to 700 wheel horsepower that still did it on stock transmission. So you're looking at about upwards of 700 wheel horsepower, stock block, stock transmission, upgraded turbos with E85 and upgraded fuel system, which is good for a $20,000 car. I bought the car from Carvana. Probably never gonna ever want to deal with the dealers again. Yeah, buying a car online, even though it might take a little long to get it, it's you don't have to deal with the haggling, the back and forth, the emotions that run. Like even dealing with the dealership I dealt with, they're cool dudes, but I had to keep looking at the numbers because I felt like they were trying to fuck me over, man. And even then, like I didn't even talk about it on video. I'm supposed to make an updated video in the last week and a half. I still had to deal with the dealership because they messed up the paperwork. The financer, the Infiniti guy that did the financing, he messed up with the VIN numbers, and they messed up with the banks. So in a way, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I got to drive the C63 for a month for free. Yeah, not for free. I got an extra month without having to make a payment. Yeah, they like literally because of the paperwork issue. It's pretty cool. So I could have actually given the C63 back last week, and and I wouldn't have owed anything. I'd have been like, oh, I don't want it anymore. You guys messed up the paperwork, but I committed to the purchase. I'm gonna talk about it in an upcoming video. I actually didn't shoot that video talking about it, but because of their mistake and because they were maybe trying to get over on me or mess up my name wherever they made that mistake at, I ended up getting my APR got cut in half and my payments dropped by like $60, $70 a month. I love the BMS inlets. I like the tuners for real car guys. Okay, cool. I bought the car from Carvana, buying people. People are buying houses and cars. Yes, they definitely are. Okay, cool. How much should you pay for a 3.0T Sport Q60? Because of the car market right now, you're looking at about $30,000 and up. If it's a 2017 and up, you're looking at it. Depending on the trim, it's going to be expensive. You have a better chance of just getting like, even if you just wanted to get a regular 3.0T non-sport, these cars, 2017 3.0T Sports before the coronavirus were mid to low 20s. Not saying the interior was the best, most amazing interior. You know, it's like you'll get the beige seats, you'll get like the uncommon gray color, whatever. But you would get it for $25,000 to $22,000. I've seen it. I did videos on it. How cheap those cars got. And then the coronavirus just was like, you know what? Let me just squeeze colors out of everybody. How much? Okay, cool. Yep. Okay, I was 4 to 5 on. Okay, on the 85. Okay. All right, so that's probably what you told. And the rest 91. Oh, so you were on the 85 with 91 fuel. It might have been super hot outside too, you know what I'm saying? Like heat soaking is a thing depending on the temperature outside, but I get what you're saying, Adam. But it's close to that 500. Looking for 2018 less than 40K. Yes, that is the average price right now, $30 to $32,000. Yep. Where are you keeping the Benz? I don't garage none of my cars, guys, so don't come and steal it. But I don't. My cars are parked on the street. This is why I don't go and buy expensive $4,000 wheels and do all this crazy stuff with my cars and bagging it and wrapping it. Because I live in Brooklyn, no, if someone doesn't like me, they could just like drive by and just scratch the whole car up and stab the tires. That's why I try my best to be as nice as I can. Try to be a nice person, help the people out there, and just keep good information, because I don't want any negativity in my life, man. I've never been the person to really try to hate on somebody or anything. I'll put them down. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I just believe in progress, and I believe everybody has access to anything in this world. They just gotta put their mind into it and put the work in. Nothing's free out here. You gotta put the work in, and I don't mean by working hard. We could work hard. No disrespect. I used to work at BJ's Wholesale Club, but like just because you work at a minimum wage job, you can work hard, but you got to have a plan to find another way of making either an additional source of income or getting some kind of education or certification so you can make more money and go get this money out here. Like it takes time, bro. Like I'm 33. I really wish I could have had this car 10 years ago. Like I really wish, but I wasn't in the mindset on having money. It's not possible. And even 5 years ago, I just didn't have myself together like that. So sometimes you got to plan, plot, and destroy. And you know what I mean by destroy? Go after your goals, man. Period. Um, hey Boost, how do you know if your turbos are on the way to heaven? You would see two things. Well, visually you'll see external oil leaks, but doesn't mean that you should change them. I've had an external oil leak on my last Q50 for like a year. The car still performed great. I didn't lose any oil. Barely any. Two, you'll actually see oil or white smoke coming out the exhaust, and you'll get check engine light misfires. The car is gonna say, "Hey, this is it." But usually, telltale signs will be external oil leaks, exterior oil leaks. Outside of that, you might see a little bit of bluish tint smoke on startups, but that might just be some stuff backing up in the exhaust. It all depends on what you got done to the car and the type of fuel you're running. RW's Fusion, I could slide the G8. Yeah, I mean, wait, hold on. No sedan beats a Stinger for rear cargo space. RS7? Stinger's ultimate grocery getter. Okay, safe to drive. Okay, I gotta answer some more of these questions because I'm gonna be out in the next 13 minutes. So I just want to answer a few more of these questions. All right, guys, bear with me. All right. Performance, okay. Safe to drive with full bow tone and no tune. Yes. I'm full bow tone. I don't have a tune. I'm just on the Burger Tuning JB4. That's all. I don't have a tune. It's perfectly fine. I don't have blower valves on my car either. Yeah, guys, you're gonna see me install blower valves too in this car. I'm gonna give you guys the whole shebang. Like you guys are gonna get to see a lot of stuff. I'm also gonna install blower valves, the cheap blower valves on these cars. Yeah, I know, cheap. Ha ha ha. Also, the C63 also has blower valves too. it has blower valves on it already. Are you more prone to issues with injectors if you run E85? Good question, Antonio. So it's not really. Someone took a poll. I think it was my Mike that did it from Drop Bear Performance. Some people lost their injectors without running E85, but it seems pretty common that once you install the high pressure fuel pump to run run E85, the high pressure fuel one, for some reason, as AMS Performance have stated through their own research, that the gas line and the injectors get contaminated, and it actually causes a blockage in the injectors, and that's why they fail. That's what AMS, as per AMS, have stated. So most people, they'll just upgrade like a low pressure fuel pump to like run E30, and I guess you don't get any contaminants or anything from the high pressure fuel pump install, whatever that crap is, because they also stated that maybe the fuel lines or fuel rails also contaminate the injectors, because the high pressure fuel pump uses a different amount. It's a larger big bore fuel pump, so maybe the vibrations, all those excessive bangs, that because it's cam driven, so those excessive vibrations may break up some of the coating on the inside of the fuel rail, and that coating goes into the injector and clogs it. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. 10 more minutes. All right. I'm gonna run through these questions super quick now because I'm almost 10 minutes out. Which is faster, Q60 or C63? The C63 is definitely faster right now. Even if I put the JB4 full bolt-on E30, the C63 it will be faster. Does anyone have the best and safest JB4 custom map for 2017 Q50 RS? Adam, to be honest, I'm gonna tell you right now, and anyone who's JB4 on video, one person's map 6 is not going to be the same for another person, because you have elevation, you have fuel type, you have bolt-on modifications. It's always going to be different. You can't run the same tune that you would run in New York in the middle of summer as you would run in Colorado or Antipodean Mountains in winter. It's not going to be the same. The car is going to react completely different. So understand that I would always recommend sticking with the maps that the preset maps that you know, and then pick those boost points and push up them by either 0.5 or 1 psi, depending on the rev range, and data log that and see how the car reacts. If you add too much psi at the higher range, you know you got to pull it back a little bit so that the timing could go up. How much did you pay for the C63 total? I'm not really gonna say, because I don't want you guys to think I'm flexing, but just know the car was more over $40,000. I think that's the best way of saying it. The car's over $40,000, Mike. I just went from an 03 G35 sedan to an 08. Got it for cheap. Yes, yo, you can get G35, G37 sedans for relatively cheap. The coupes are what's keeping the money. BARUM is offering me $31K, so I imagine they're going to sell it for. What's going to happen is they're going to probably still, or unless you have pristine condition, they're going to offer you like 28, and they're going to put your car up for like 34, 35. Dead serious. If I've been in a couple of Mustang forums and Dodge forums, and that's what they're doing. They're buying people's car and they kind of like lowball them a little bit, like 2-3K, and they literally repost the car for like $5,000 to $7,000 more. I went for, okay, cool. But it just needs a catalyst converter. Should I? Okay, but it needs a catalyst. Okay, I went from should I? If you go with test pipes, you're gonna get a check engine light. I would recommend if it's running sluggish, check its gallery gasket, because those cars have gallery gasket issues too. The 08 G35s sedans. So you might have a gallery gasket issue if it's running really sluggish. But if you know the codes are for the oxygen sensors, I don't see why not. Just change them out with high flow cats. Unless you want to get the car tuned and just get test pipes for relatively cheap. Okay, how much was the lowest mileage that was bought before the market spike? The lowest I've seen was a 2016. You could have gotten a 2016 Q50 3.0T Sport fully loaded. I remember seeing one for like 26,000. 26,000, but it had super low mileage, and that's a 2016. There wasn't a lot of them on that market because it was 2019. So 2019, some people were still in a lease, still in a lease. So there wasn't much 3.0T 2016 sports out there. All right, cool. I got it 2017. What should be your first modification? To be honest, it's all the subjective of what you're looking for. If you're looking for aesthetics, you already know lips, carbon fiber bits. If you're looking for system, add a system for sound. Some people like exhaust noises. Some people just do muffler deletes. But I like performance, and I like to know that I bought something and I gain power immediately. That's why I recommend the Burger Tuning JB4 as a first modification if you just want to get a quick bump in power and you don't want to do too much. But if you do want to build the car, your first modification should be a heat exchanger. This is going to allow you to have consistent performance. You're not gonna gain power. You're just gonna retain power because your car won't heat soak as much. You can just you can also check on my channel. I have plenty of videos talking about different heat exchangers for this car and test pipes and stuff like that, and JB4 versus EcuTech stuff. Yo, I get the 24 in June rumor that streets. Yes. Okay. So as Stefan has stated, the newer 2021 Q50s and Q60s are not unlockable yet to be tuned. So if you guys went and got a 2021 Q50, Q60 because you're going to tune the car, you won't be able to tune it. So what you would have to do for this time being is cop a Burger tuning boost controller. Just put it in there so you can gain some extra power for the time being, because I know you're going to get bored. And then after the ECU is unlockable, then just sell your JB4 and then go full-fledged tune. I'll get a dash cam. I've been thinking about getting a dash cam. I have a couple of friends who have it, so I'm probably going to get that within the next 2 weeks, because people hate. And I don't do anything to people, man. I'm a straight up honest dude. If you guys ever meet me in the streets, which people have, I'll sit there and talk with you for good couple, like almost a half an hour, just chatting it up, man. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. Okay, 2 people got offered. Okay, cool. I got it. Okay, I answered that already, Carlos. So yeah, I already answered that, Carlos. So you already kind of got your answer too, Carlos. Just want to put there. Just want to do a great boost. Thank you, MPG. I appreciate you, man. Because injectors and upgrade fuel pump. How much horsepower is in the benzo? The C63, I have the regular. I don't have the S. So I've seen dynos on 91 fuel right around that 450 wheel horsepower range on 91 fuel. So they're saying it's a little bit underrated, whatever, but mine's used. So it's probably that right around that 440, 450 wheel horsepower range and that was on 91. So 93 is a little bit better. Is built for 85. Okay, cool. Okay, boost. How important is oil catch can? That's a good question. AMS said they don't even care about the oil catch can, which is actually funny. They said they don't care about it. Did they say that? Nope. Take that back. AMS did not say that. I'm thinking my blower valves. Sorry. Oil catch can is really good because it allows you to catch all that blow by gases and oil or vapor oil that would actually get back into your intake and get on top of your valves, and then you're gonna have a buildup of carbon. You don't want that stuff on your valves. So if you have a finance 3.0T Q50 Q60, it is recommended that you should get an oil catch can if you know you want to keep the car for the next 3 to 4 to 5 years. But if it's a lease, I don't think you guys should spend that extra money. Screw it. The car's under warranty. Let the leasing company take care of it. But if you are going to own this car, it is recommended that you get an oil catch can. Excuse you guys might have heard that belch. I had a JB for 20% until lowered it to 18 above, made the mid-range power. I will. Yep. Boost you the best info. Yeah, Luke. To be honest, I'm always gonna pay homage to a lot of other people in this community. A lot of other people laid the path before me. They went through trial and error to learn this stuff. Also, shout out to all the tuning companies such as AMS Performance, Go Racebox, Z1 Motorsports, Martin from RS Infiniti. Even shout out to Viscotti Tuning. Yes, some people know who Viscotti is. Shout out to Viscotti. Some of these guys, they were the pioneers of the tuning, of manufacturing the parts. And shout out to Vincent over here in Brooklyn. Shout out to I don't even talk to this other cat anymore. I don't even talk to this other cat no more because he act funny. He crashed his Q60. Now he got a Porsche, and then he crashed his Porsche. So I'm not gonna shout him out. I don't even follow him on social media anymore. And that might sound a little sour, but I did give him a lot of shout out. But I don't like the way he moved, a little funny, and it is what it is. People, people are what they are, But at the end of the day, I always pay homage to all the people who laid the path in front of me, and I read a lot. I try to go through my own trial and error and learn from it. So I'm thankful for everyone else that was in this community because it's a very knowledgeable community. It's a bunch of people. I realized in the Nissan Infiniti community, we care about making power. Once I read into the M groups and the C groups and AMG groups and people who already have power, they want to make power, but they don't really care. They don't understand some of the lingo and some of the stuff that we look to try to make every bit of power as we can. They don't really care about that. They're like, I'm just gonna add downpipes and a 90 and a tune. Ho ho ho! Like they're not trying to do anything crazy. But I'm about to go, guys. So I'm gonna ask these last couple questions, and that's it. I got a 2015, Q50, 50K. What? I got away with 20K. That's too much, man. I'm not paying $20,000 for a 2014 Q50. That should be cheaper than that. I'm sorry. I've seen those cars cheaper before the pandemic. It's too expensive. Can you run an oil catch can and a blower valve? Yes, you can. They don't run. They don't run the same, bro. You can run an oil catch can and a blower valve. Hey, Boost. Last question for you, me. What's the biggest tire size I can run in the rear? The biggest, you can check on my video. I have a video on running about 305s in the rear on your Q50, Q60. You can run 315 to 325s in the rear on the stock height, and then they're probably even lowered on the Q50, Q60. You just have to go with wider wheels. Some people use Mustang wheels because they're like 11 and a half inches, but the offset is like 55, 61 plus 65 offset. So they're super wide, but they don't have that concave look. So that's the widest has been running in the rear. Long story short, the C63 is going to get JB4 first. I don't know if I'm going to do a tune, but I'm going to see what the JB4 is about first, because I've been looking at plenty of tunes and comparing the JB4 to their tuners. I'm seeing the same exact power figures, which is insane. I'm starting to think that the people over here who tune these cars are being super conservative and are just literally making bank off of people just turning the PSI up. Like I'm literally thinking that they don't even make any adjustments to timing. Seriously. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man, very much, man. Oh, that's funny. I belong to Coney Island. Yo, you're right. All the BMW, Mercedes heads are on Coney Island now. They deep. You see? He said he copped a 2016 Q50 with 24K for 24,000. So you probably got a good deal, Luke. 100%. 100%. All right, guys. So I'm about to go. Yo, you guys know what to do. I appreciate you guys so much. You actually got the likes matching the viewership, man. Super thankful for you guys. You already know where to hit me up. boostinmotion on IG, Facebook, boostinmotion@gmail.com. Hey, Books, I got 27 jacuzzi. Okay, don't see much of those terms so far. I just got the ECU tune. Any suggestions? That's pretty much a hybrid. How do you get an ECU tune on a hybrid? How is that even possible? I don't even know how that's possible. Like I didn't think you could actually get it done. Yep. Anyways, I'm gonna go, guys, because I'm about to, as James says, I'm gonna eat my chicken and beer, or chicken and alcohol this time. I just want to say thank you guys for just banging with me, man. You guys should really, if you don't have Instagram, you guys should go to Instagram and add me at Boost Motion on IG, because they get to know everything first. Like sometimes they get to see things 3 to 4 weeks first, and they just already know the deal. YouTube, it takes a little while because I have to drop one video a day or one video every 2 days. So just go add me over there if you do have Instagram. My Facebook page, I'm thinking about making a group page on Facebook, like Boost Emotion Family or something like that, so we can all go there and just hang out. But outside that, guys, you already know what to do. If you want to support your boy Boost, if you have a phone, definitely swipe. I have a merch store if you want to buy any of my merch. I actually should be wearing one of my merch shirts, but I'm gonna start wearing that as it gets hotter outside. If you guys want to donate to the channel, you can donate here, or I have a Cash App, money sign Boost Emotion. If you want to buy me some chicken and beer. But I'm gonna be out, man. If you guys have any questions, though, once again, you can send those questions if I missed it to Boost Emotion on IG, Boost Emotion on Facebook, and boostinmotion@gmail.com. Thank you all so much, man. I appreciate y'all so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed this mic. Thank you. Thank you.